Hey Greg, let's talk bourbon. Yes, bourbon. You know, the last 4 weeks, I have been doing a series of blinds with rye whiskey, trying to determine my favorite rye whiskey. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But you know, it's nice to get back to bourbon. All right, so for today, I wanted to talk about the International Wine and Spirit Awards from 2024. So they had almost 500 bottles. They had the likes of Stag Jr. in there. They had Eagle Rare 12 in there. And a bunch of other really nice bottles. Obviously, they had some 500 bottles. But the winner was this bottle right here. Peerless Bourbon Toasted. So, this bottle is one of 4 that I own from Peerless. I love Peerless. It's one of my favorite distilleries. The other 3 bottles that I own are all single barrels. I got a bourbon, a double oaked bourbon, and I've got a rye, all single barrels. This one's not a single barrel. Boy, I'd love to get a single barrel of this. But I got to tell you, this is fantastic. I really enjoy it. That being said, while I really like it, I'm not really certain that it's even the best toasted that I own. And that seems a little weird to say. That, you know, here I am, you know, this is this award-winning bottle, and it is good, but you know, I actually kind of think that I might actually like this Heart Release from Maker's Mark better. Which is, if you know anything about the Heart Release, it is basically Maker's Mark 46 toasted, right? 46 is not toasted, this is toasted. So, but you know, I also like a bunch of these other ones. You know, the Middle West ported pumpernickel rye is really good. OCD5, which you may not realize that they toast the barrel as part of how they make OCD5, but that's the case. OCD5 is also really good. So I've got some other heavy hitters here. So I'm going to do a blind here today, trying out my different toasted bourbons that I own. Actually, one's a rye. The pumpernickel rye is a rye. The others are all bourbon. And I'm going to see if indeed the Peerless Toasted happens to be the best toasted that I own. So, just a little bit more about this quick. Why I got to go back here for a second, and I was kind of surprised when I heard that a toasted bottle won the awards for the International Wine and Spirits. I thought it was odd that they would pick a toasted. But you know what? After tasting this, I think I might understand why that is. So they make this by first just using the regular oak barrels with a Chara 3. And so that's how they age it. And then it's not until they finish it that they put it in a toasted barrel for finishing. So the result is that the toasted notes in this bottle are very subtle. It really tastes like, you know, just a good bourbon. And like I said, it's just in the background that you get a little bit of that marshmallow and maybe a few other little notes from toasting. So maybe that's why this was able to win the awards, right? It had a little something in there, but it wasn't overwhelming. I know a lot of people complain about toasted products, you know, that the toastedness of it is too much, it's overwhelming. So maybe that's why this won. But I will tell you, though, that these 5 bottles here are all really stand out, are very strong flavors, and are going to stand out in this blind. I hate to say it, but I think even though I'm doing this as a blind and I've mixed up the bottle, the glasses, I think I'm going to be able to pick out which ones these are, because these are all strong flavors. So this pumpernickel rye, the ported pumpernickel rye. So they first, yes, the bottle, the barrel is toasted, but of course they also use pumpernickel rye instead of standard rye, and then they finished it in port. So this has a very distinctive flavor. It's very good, but it's a very distinctive flavor. The Heart Release from Maker's Mark is also just a very strong forward toasted notes to it. It is brown sugar and marshmallows all day long with maybe a little bit of cocoa. Very sweet, very tasty, great nose. The Penelope, this one happens to be, this Penelope Toasted happens to be a single barrel, cask strength, store pick version. And it's good. It's got the marshmallow note, of course, but it also is very oaky. And I think in this, it's the only one up here that I think really is oaky like that, so I think it's going to stand out for that reason. The OCD5, I don't really get those standard toasted notes out of it. It's actually very fruit forward. It's more those darker fruits like the plums, prunes, dates, those kind of notes. And then of course we've got the Elijah Craig toasted barrel, which, you know, it tastes like what it says, right? It tastes like you took small batch Elijah Craig and toasted it. And so it has that earthy, tobacco-y, leathery flavor with like a light smear of marshmallow over the top. You know, some people don't really like this bottle. I actually enjoy it, but some people complain about it. And I think what they're complaining about is that marshmallow note over the top of that leathery, tobacco-y flavor do kind of clash a little bit. And I think that's probably the reason why people don't like it as much. Nonetheless, here we are. These are the 6 bottles that I'm going to be trying, and we are going to see if Peerless Toasted can finish on top or if something else knocks it off. All right, so like I do all my blinds, first I'm going to move my bottles over. Oh, by the way, they are numbered 1 through 6, and they are also in the order of price. This is about $100, $100, $80, $65, $60, $60. All right, so they are numbered 1 through 6. Like I said, I'm going to put them over here, get them out of the way, and now I have 6 glasses that I've already mixed up, and there we are. And on the bottom there are stickers that say, you know, 1 through 6 corresponding to the bottle. And I have new lights, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have been having some lighting problems over my last several videos. So I have fixed that. I have lights going on over here. I hope we don't have any lighting issues. I'd be really disappointed if I still do. But they are putting out some heat. Wow, it's getting warm in here. Anyway, all right, so we got my glasses. I will refer to the glasses as A to F, and here we go. Glass A. Well, I get a little marshmallow in the background. Not a lot. I get a spicy cinnamon, maybe caramel. I don't know if there's any fruit in this. Anyways, that's glass A. Glass B. This is fruity. I think I'm picking up the plum or prune. Maybe a touch of a plasticky note. All right. Glass C. This is light. Like a pear, vanilla, sugary. That's what I get on that one. Not sure which one that would be. That's what I get. Oh, this one's nice. Glass D. It's a little richer than some of these others. Brown sugar. And I get that marshmallow. It's very It's got a strong nose, nice nose. Delicious, delicious, delicious. All right, glass E. I'm not really sure what I'm picking up in this one on the nose. Yeah, maybe a little of the marshmallow, maybe a little bit of spice. My mind is starting to wander in the direction of an earthiness, but I'm not sure if that's the case or not yet. I'm going to have to withhold judgment until I taste it. All right, glass F. Well, I know which one this is already, right? It's the darkest color, and it tastes like pumpernickel. At least it smells like pumpernickel. So I know which one this is, but I'm telling you right now, this pumpernickel is fantastic. Deep, rich. Don't know if I get any kind of marshmallow in it. I do think I pick up a little bit of a finish on it, though. Anyway, let's go into the palate, shall we? Back with glass A. Yeah, there's definitely a caramely and marshmallow in this one. Sweet, tasty. Finishes with some baking spice. It's got a little cinnamon before that in the mid palate. Caramel. There might be a fruit in this. I think I mentioned the first time around that I didn't pick up any fruit on the nose, but on the palate, it's a little citrusy. Yeah. I'm gonna reserve judgment from there. I'm not sure exactly what I would put on there as the fruit, but citrus. All right, so glass B. Oh yeah. This is really tasty. Prunes, sugar. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you had some old prune juice. So a little factoid here, my dad had gout, and I grew up with my dad always, whenever time his gout acted up, he got a big bottle of prune juice, and he would drink that prune juice like crazy. And so I grew up with smelling prune juice a lot, unfortunately, because I never really liked the flavor of it, but you know, such as it is. I do enjoy this. Kind of has a bit of a pruny kind of flavor, but it's also quite sweet, like somebody sprinkled some sugar over it. And yes, there's a little bit of that artificially plasticky note, not real big. It's very subtle. It's in the background, but it's there. So anyways, all the classic notes that I would say are OCD 5. I would be really surprised if that's not the OCD 5. All right, glass C. Oh. So this is the one I thought was really light. So it is a little light on the nose, and it's got light notes to it, right? It's got a creamy vanilla, pear maybe, apple maybe, I don't know. Somewhere in that range. It's really tasty though. A little bit of baking spice, but not very much. Just a little bit in the finish. I don't know which bottle that would be. That's what I get so far in that glass. Glass D. This is the one that had a really nice nose, if I remember. Yeah. I don't know. So I liked the nose on this. It was sugary, a little spice. It's turning decidedly oaky. But there's still some marshmallow there, and it's still sweet. Huh. It's also drying. All right. Glass E. This one's lighter. It's lighter on the nose. I think this one before I was saying that I thought it might be starting to go into like an earthiness to it. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe. Maybe. It's good though. I don't know. Glass E. F. Glass F. This is really tasty. Deep, rich, pumpernickel. It's not as sweet as a lot of these other ones. This one's not as sweet. But it's real tasty. Don't know if there's any real, like I said before, I don't think there's any real marshmallowy notes to it. Well, there is a touch of creaminess, so maybe that's part of it. But anyways, so that's what we got there. Yeah. So what's interesting to me after the first time through is there's two glasses that I'm pretty sure I know what they are, right? Glass B has just got to be OCD5, and glass F has just got to be the pumpernickel rye. That being said, the jury's out about these other four glasses. I thought I was going to be able to pick them out, and I don't know. I hate to guess beyond that because I could easily have them wrong. I will say that this glass D that started out having this great nose has turned kind of oaky. which maybe makes me think it might be the Penelope. But I don't know. I would have thought that the Elijah Craig would have just jumped right out at me. And it did not. I mean, granted, I've been kind of maybe somewhat suspecting this Glass E, but I don't know. I don't know. I am befuddled. I also thought that the real sweetness that I had always experienced with this heart release would also stand out. And again, at this point, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to totally put that out of my mind, right? I don't know A, C, D, and E. I don't know what they are, and it could be anything. So I'm going to just do what I'm supposed to be doing here and call balls and strikes and just call it as I see it. I really thought I was going to be able to pick out some of these, and I'm not. I'm amazed that, say, the Elijah Craig isn't standing out. I mean, it could actually be A. There's a possibility there. But anyways, could be C. The hard thing is that I have to now decide to put somebody out, right? We're past due putting somebody out. The problem I have is that I haven't really distinguished between them well enough yet. Well, I'm not going to put F out yet. I'm not going to put B out yet. I'm not going to put A out yet. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not going to put it out yet. And this is hard. Usually when I do a six-way blind, there's usually one glass that stands out that, okay, this is the first, this is clearly the one that goes out first. Usually there's like one right away. Sometimes two that I just know right away it's got to go. The nose on this one has disappeared. I don't know why. And this one's also light. It's always been light. All right, I'm going to call it. I'm going to put Glass D out first. And the reason I'm putting Glass D out first is that oakiness is really starting to get to me. It's getting to the point where I'm not sure I want to even drink that glass anymore. It's getting so oaky to me that it's like messing up my palate for the rest. So Glass D is out first. Now, if you listen to the intro, that means you would think that that's the Penelope, but I really don't know. I really don't know. I have to go E in 5th place. I don't know what it is. I really have no idea what that glass is. None. I mean, I think it's one of 3 bottles. I really don't know. But it's going out in 5th place. And it's going out in 5th place because it's been one of the weakest noses the whole time. And it's a little weak on the palate. It's good. It's pleasant. I'm enjoying it. It's light and sweet. It's got vanilla and pear. Maybe apple. More pear. Maybe just a touch of baking spice in there. Maybe a touch of cinnamon. Whatever it is, it's good. But somebody's got to go. It's the weakest one. It's the one I'm enjoying the least at this point. So there it goes. 5th place. All right. Wow. I'm getting a lot of similarities between these 2 glasses. And then these 2 are totally different. All right. Well, I have to call it. This glass C has got to go out in 4th place. I'm enjoying it. I occasionally get a few notes in there. I don't know, dare I say there's a little bit of tobacco in this? I'm not sure. Could be wrong. But it's going out in 4th place. It's just, it's starting to fade. As I go back and forth between these glasses, this glass C is fading away. So it's just not keeping up with the others. So it's got to go. All right. Down to the last 3. I think I know what 2 of these are. This glass A, I don't know what it is. I'm going to guess that it's either the Maker's Mark or it's the Peerless. I don't know. We'll find out. It might be time for the pumpernickel. What's the time for that? Wow. This one's really nice. It's also got a lot of sweetness to it. There's a lot of sweetness in this, which it wasn't earlier. Remember I said that earlier, that I said that this was not sweet, but getting it now. Okay. I'm going to go OCD5. I caught myself. A glass B, I'm going to put it out in 3rd. Yes, I think it's OCD5. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. It's the only one that has prunes. So, I'm just not enjoying it as much as the other 2. Just bottom line. It's good. Just not enjoying it as much. This one smells like a toasted bourbon. Sweet, marshmallow. This one smells like pumpernickel. But I am getting that effect of, as you get down to the bottom of the glass after it's been sitting out for a while. I don't know, these glasses have been out for, 45 minutes or something. Maybe longer. they start to get sweet when you start to get down to the bottom of the glass. I don't know what that is. The water starts to evaporate, the alcohol starts to evaporate, and at the end you're left with the flavors, and you start getting sweeter. I don't know. That's my theory. But this glass has gotten sweeter as I've gone along. That being said, I'm going to put it out in second place. And I'm going to give the win to whatever this is. To me, this just tastes like it tastes and it smells like just a really good toasted bourbon. Marshmallow and sugar. Looking for other notes. Those two just dominate the nose. Sugary and marshmallow. And the palate, sweet. Marshmallow. I don't know, is there a touch of cocoa in the back? Maybe. Not sure. A little bit of spice. But I like it. It's going to be the winner. All right. So, let's reveal this, shall we? Let's see how wrong I have been, because that's usually the case, right? I'm usually wrong. All right. So, in sixth place, trying to remember what I did, why, but I believe this is the one I put out because it was oaky. It was Glass D. Wow. Remember I said that I liked the nose in the beginning. I thought it was the best nose the first time around. And then I started getting an oakiness that I didn't like. Yeah, it's there. The first sip is really nice and pleasant and sweet. And then the second sip starts to get oaky. And it starts to get that drying. And I thought that meant that this was Penelope. But it's not Penelope. This is Peerless Toasted Barrel. Holy smokes. I stand by what I said. It has a good nose. Although it did disappear at one point, if I recall. But it first time around, it had the strongest nose. It was pleasant, sweet. But there's an oakiness to this bottle. And I decided I didn't like it that much. There it is. I thought for sure it was going to be in the top 3. I did not. Okay, the whole reason why I did this blind to begin with is because while I really enjoy this bottle so far, I'm just getting into it. I just opened this bottle about a week or two ago, maybe a week ago. I started comparing it to some other bottles, and I'm going, while I like this, I'm not sure this is my favorite. In fact, I don't think this is my favorite Peerless either. My single barrel of the double oak bourbon, I think is my favorite of the Peerless. I am shocked that this finished last, that I picked this. I don't know, like I said, it did have the strongest nose to begin with. It did. It was just the oakiness that got to me. And I don't know, I stand by it. It's there. There is oakiness in that bottle, in that glass. It's there. All right. So now that I shot this all to hell, let's move on to... So the other thing you got to ask yourself here is, what does this say about the International Wine and Spirit Awards? Maybe they should stick to wine? I don't know. But I do like the bottle. Anyway, moving on. 5th place. Number 3. Number 3, the one that I thought would win. Now, I did say that I thought that the heart release was better than Peerless Toasted. I did say that. I was drinking these two side by side a couple days ago. And holy smokes. This is the one, it was sweet, but it was light. This is the one I was talking about, vanilla and pears, which was really weird because when I was drinking it a couple days ago, I was thinking about brown sugar and marshmallows. And yes, there's a little marshmallow in this, don't get me wrong. Unbelievable. You know, if the one I thought was going to finish last, I thought one of these two was going to finish last. That means that one of these two won. Okay? One of these two bottles won. Unbelievable. All right. But I stand by what I say here about the heart release here. It had the lightest nose. It was a very light palate. Higher in register, right? Like I'm saying, right? Like the vanillas and the pears. But it just kind of didn't stand up to the others. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. In 4th place, I almost want to just throw this video away and just start over. Anyways, in 4th place. All right, well, there it is. It's the Elijah Craig Toasted. Oh, my God. I think that means that the... okay. And like I said, I thought I smelled it in here. And I do. Of course, I thought I also kind of smelled it in here. So, what I mean by what I'm smelling, sorry, I'm in my own head here, that tobacco and leathery note, that's what I'm smelling. Sorry, I need to use my words, don't I? But it's sweet. I didn't realize how sweet this Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel is. It is sweet, and it does indeed definitely have that marshmallow note to it. But, it's also definitely got that tobacco leathery note as well. It's unbelievable. All right, in 3rd place. The glass that cannot be anything other than OCD 5. Number 5. OCD 5. Really good. Honey drizzled. I said sugar before. I go with honey now. Honey drizzled over prunes. That's what it tastes like. It's nice and strong on the nose, strong on the palate. It's very tasty. But it's not necessarily my favorite thing. It's good though. Very good. It does have a little bit of that plastickiness to it, but just a little bit. All right, in 4th place, or 2nd place. Wow, I'm losing track here. 2nd place. The glass that I said had to be the Middle West. Number 2, Middle West Ported Pumpernickel Rye. It's really good. I like this bottle a lot. They came out with initially a sherry version that I should have bought when I had the chance. I haven't seen it since. I would love to get my hands on the sherry version. They've got another bottle out there now. Thinking about buying it. I probably should. But I would love to get my hands on the sherry. Anyways, number 1. If you would have asked me, I would have said this bottle's going to finish in the bottom 2. I don't understand what happened here. I really don't. I don't know what happened. But number one, the glass that I just enjoyed and thought smelled like the best representation of a toasted bourbon. Penelope Toasted. This is like I said before, this is a single barrel, cast strength, store pick version of this. Got it for, I don't know, about $65 at a store around here called Otto's. I had said before that it's oaky. I still don't get it. I'm not getting a lot of oak. I'm getting fruitiness in addition to the, that marshmallow and maybe a little cinnamon, maybe a little spice, and some caramel. What the hell happened here? What the hell happened here? Holy smokes. Now, I did say, I've never had a blind go this off the rails before. Never had it happen before. But I will say that I suspected, just drinking this and comparing to other bottles, that this wasn't my favorite toasted that I own. But I didn't think it was going to finish in last. But there it is. There's my blind for today. I don't know. I hope you learned something. I'm not sure what I learned. I think maybe I learned that I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.